Welcome to the first lesson in Around the World in 365 Days, Mastering Long-Term Trip Planning, where we'll be talking about why trip planning is so crucial. Too often, people take a laissez-faire approach to traveling, which can lead to complications, frustrations, and ultimately a less enjoyable experience. But with just a bit of forethought and organization, you can ensure a smooth, stress-free trip from start to finish. So let's dive in. Time and money. First and foremost, trip planning is essential for ensuring that you make the most of your time and your resources. By researching your destination beforehand, you can determine the best times to visit and create a comprehensive itinerary that maximizes your time on the ground. This approach helps to ensure that your trip runs on schedule and you don't end up wasting time trying to figure out what to do or where to go. Moreover, trip planning helps you control how much money you spend. By researching your accommodations, restaurants, and activities, you'll have a much better idea of how much your trip will cost overall. Creating a budget in advance and sticking to it can help you save money in the long run. Safety and health. Another critical aspect of trip planning is ensuring that you remain safe and healthy while traveling. When planning your trip, research the political situation and any health risks at your destination to be prepared for the worst-case scenario. You should also ensure that you have the right travel insurance in case of an emergency. Moreover, be aware of any cultural differences in the area you are visiting to avoid accidentally offending someone or violating the local customs. Trip planning allows you not only to experience the obvious tourist attractions, but also to explore hidden gems in the local area. By researching the area, you can discover unique activities, attractions, and cultural experiences that you may not have found otherwise. During your research, you might discover a great restaurant, a museum off the beaten path, or even some exciting local events taking place during your trip. Plan ahead for these activities to ensure you don't miss out on a fantastic experience. Trip planning is essential to maximizing your time, saving money, staying safe, and fully experiencing the local culture. By creating an itinerary and doing your research, you can ensure that your journey runs smoothly, that you embrace the local culture, and have a more enjoyable and stress-free trip. There are different types of long-term trips. Whether you're planning a gap year, sabbatical, retirement, or other extended period of travel, it's essential to understand the different types of travel to maximize your experience. The gap year. A gap year is a type of extended travel that often takes place between high school and college or before entering the workforce. Gap years typically last around 1 year, and they focus on personal development and self-discovery through travel and cultural immersion. The goal is to take a break from academic or professional pursuits, explore the world, and gain meaningful experiences that can help you in your future endeavors. Sabbatical. A sabbatical or career break is an extended period of travel where you take a break from work to pursue other interests. This type of travel can range from several months to a year with the goal of taking a break and doing something you love. Some people choose to spend their sabbaticals volunteering, learning a new skill, or exploring a new place. The purpose could also be to recharge the batteries and foster professional growth by meeting new people and discovering new perspectives. A semester abroad. A semester abroad is typically an exchange program in university where students spend a semester or two studying internationally. This type of long-term trip can provide an immersive experience of culture, language, and people, which impacts your personal and academic growth. Make sure to pick a program that aligns with your academic goals and interests to make the most of your time abroad. Understanding different types of long-term travel can help you determine which type of travel meets your goals, interests, and requirements. Whether it's taking a gap year, a sabbatical, studying abroad, or retirement travel, Select what best suits your preferences. Always seek advice and explore your options to pave the way for an immersive and authentic travel experience. I hope you are now inspired to start planning your long-term trip soon. Your purpose for traveling. When it comes to travel, it's easy to get overwhelmed with all the options out there. That's why it's so important to start by defining your purpose. What do you hope to get out of your trip? Are you looking to relax and unwind? Or do you want to challenge yourself and push your boundaries? Are you hoping to learn something new or to reconnect with someone special? One of the best ways to get clear on your purpose is to write it down. Start by making a list of your top goals for travel. Do you want to experience a new culture, try new foods, or learn a new skill? Write down everything that's important to you and then prioritize your goals based on what matters most. Once you have a clear idea of your purpose, it's time to start thinking about logistics. How much money do you have to spend and how can you make the most of your budget? Consider factors like transportation, accommodations, food, and activities, and be honest with yourself about what you can afford. Another important factor to consider is how long you'll be traveling. Do you have a specific time frame in mind, or are you able to be flexible? Think about how much time you'll need to accomplish your goals, but also be realistic about what's feasible for your budget and schedule. Finally, it's time to choose your destination. Consider factors like safety, weather, language, and culture, as well as how well it aligns with your purpose and budget. Do your research, read reviews, and talk to friends or travel experts to get the inside scoop. With these tips and strategies, you'll be well on your way to planning a trip that's meaningful, memorable, and within your means. Travel logistics. Travel logistics can be overwhelming, but with proper planning, you can have a smooth and enjoyable trip. First, let's talk about travel documents. These are essential for any trip, whether it's domestic or international. The must-have travel documents include the passport, visa, and any other relevant permits. Without these documents, you may not be allowed to cross borders or even board a plane. Now for some specifics. To get a passport, you need to apply at your nearest passport office with the required documents, including a birth certificate, a government-issued ID, passport photos, and the application fee. Each country has its own passport requirements, so make sure you know the application process for your country before heading to the passport office. Now, let's talk about visas. A visa is an official document that allows you to enter a foreign country legally. There are two types of visas: tourist visas and business visas. Tourist visas are for those who are traveling for leisure purposes, while business visas are for people traveling for work. The visa requirements for each country vary, so check with the embassy of the country you're visiting for the specific entry requirements. Another aspect to consider is the transportation method that you will be using. There are various methods of transportation when it comes to travel, such as air, land, and sea transportation.
Air travel is the most popular and often the most convenient transport mode for long-distance travel, while road trips using private cars or rental vans are great options for short-distance and group trips. Consider different options based on your needs and your budget. Next, we have travel insurance. Travel insurance is intended to help cover unexpected events such as trip cancellation, medical emergencies, and loss or theft of personal belongings. It's essential to ensure you have insurance that will cover you for the entire duration of your trip. Check if your insurance coverage includes medical evacuation, as it may be extremely costly to pay out of pocket. Planning your travel logistics involves ensuring that you have the necessary travel documents, complying with visa regulations, and arranging for efficient transportation. This important step protects you in case of an unexpected event. With these tips, you'll be ready for your next adventure. Health and safety while abroad. Travel can be incredibly rewarding, but it's important to prepare for the unexpected. I'll cover everything from vaccinations to dealing with medical emergencies and language barriers. Vaccinations for international travel. One of the most important things to consider before traveling internationally is getting the proper. It's essential to research and get the recommended vaccines for the countries you'll be visiting. This can help prevent contracting serious illnesses such as yellow fever, hepatitis A and B, and typhoid. You can consult with your healthcare provider or a clinic to determine what's necessary. Plan ahead as some vaccinations require multiple doses and take time to take effect. Keeping track of important documents. Keeping track of important documents is another essential aspect of long-term trip planning. Make sure to have copies of your passport, visas, and any other important documents such as health insurance information. Keep physical copies with you and also digital copies stored safely in the cloud in case of loss. Have a plan in place to handle possible theft, loss, or accidental damage of your document. Dealing with potential unrest or disasters. While no one wants to think about any kind of civil unrest or disaster occurring, it's still important to prepare for the possibility. Research areas you'll be visiting and stay current with local news to be alert of any unrest. Consider enrolling in your country's embassy or consulate's travel program to get alerts and updates. Medical emergencies and coping with language barriers. Medical emergencies can happen to anyone, anywhere, including during travel. Before you start your trip, check with your health insurance provider to determine what kind of coverage you have while abroad. Pack a small first aid kit and carry essential medications with you. It's also important to plan for dealing with language barriers, especially if you don't speak the local language. Carry a phrase book, download translation apps, and try to learn some basic phrases to communicate your needs. Traveling long-term comes with many unknowns, but with proper preparation and planning, you can be better equipped to handle any health, safety, or emergency-related situations that arise. Be proactive, do your research, and always stay vigilant. The packing list. If you're planning on traveling for a few weeks or even a few months, it's important to have a packing list and an itinerary to ensure you don't forget anything important. Why it's important to have a packing list. When it comes to long-term travel, it's essential to have a list so that you don't end up forgetting anything important. Start by thinking about the essentials that you will need on a day-to-day basis. You might want to consider factors such as the climate of your destination, the type of accommodation that you'll be staying in, the activities that you'll be participating in, what to include in your packing list. Before you begin writing out your packing list, try to categorize the items that you'll need. For example, you can split them into clothing, toiletries, electronics, travel documents, and other essentials. While packing, think about the climate at your destination. Consider packing layers as they'll offer more versatility than individual pieces. Don't forget to include clothes for both formal and casual events, waterproof gear, hats, sunglasses, and comfortable walking shoes. For toiletries, you can easily pack travel-sized bottles to keep the luggage lightweight and add shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, sunscreen, and such. You might want to consider eco-friendly travel products like bamboo toothbrushes and refillable shampoos. For the electronics, pack a camera, a laptop, a mobile phone, spare batteries, chargers, and an overnight bag in case you get separated from your luggage. Sharing an itinerary with family and friends. Once you've got your packing sorted, it's a great idea to share your itinerary with family and friends. Not only will this provide peace of mind for everyone, but it also helps keep everyone updated on your progress. You can also share a detailed itinerary with your family and friends to let them know where you're headed and what activities you'll be doing. Other important tips. While traveling, always keep safety as a top priority. A safety fund is also essential for any kind of emergency. You'll want to budget sensibly and have a contingency plan for unexpected emergencies or situations. Next, make sure you have travel insurance and register with your embassy. Be mindful of cultural differences, local customs, and laws to avoid any cultural misunderstandings. Finally, enjoy the journey and make memories that will last a lifetime. Take your time and relish every moment of the trip. Be open-minded and connect with locals.